Welcome here, everybody. Hello, everybody. The slides that you're seeing are slides that Larry and Cindy put together for us. And this is the topic today, is animal signs out there. And so enjoy those as they're going by. And what I want to warn you is that you're gonna snort laughing at some point when the two of them get started, because they're a hoot to listen to. The two of them are gonna treat us not only to learning about animal signs, but to just the joy of being outside and being together. And holy smokes, that's what this is about, right? Is being outdoors and being together. So welcome to the Teach Outdoors Minnesota weekly workshop. And I'm going to be admitting a variety of more people. What I ask is that those of you who have joined already, if you could just in the chat, put your name and where you're coming from. And you know what? I'm going to even ask you to do one more thing. I'm going to ask you to just write a quick little something about an animal sign that you saw today or in the past couple of days. That might be fun. Get you in the spot to start thinking. Again, welcome. This is the Teach Outdoors Minnesota workshop, and we're in for a treat today because Larry and Cindy are going to be sharing stories with us, and we're going to be focused on animal signs. That's what you see. River otter tracks.
Nice.
How fun, right? Anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted. So they're going to be sharing stories with us about animal signs, how to teach about animal signs, what you can read in the animal signs, all kinds of different things. And again, these pictures were provided by Larry and Cindy. Some of the things they're going to be sharing with us. Pretty sweet, even the Junco. Excellent.
Gotta love it, Junco.
Wow. Again, put
Wow.
your name and where you're coming from in the chat. And in a moment here, I'm going to stop these slides and pass it off to the storytellers of the day, to both Larry and Cindy.
Lots of bunny tracks and bunny droppings.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Now I can see everybody. Welcome here, everybody. Excellent. So I'm going to pass it over to Larry, who's going to start the show here. Again, you're in for a treat, everybody. Have fun.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for coming. After a long day of teaching. So I taught sixth grade for 12 years, so I know what it feels like, and so I really very thankful that you're with us. Now I'm going to flip this around here. I live in Minnetonka. This is a Minnetonka City Park, and this is a wetland area adjacent to Minnehaha Creek. There is so many people around here, walking around this park now. It's incredible. However, Cindy and I have been doing these virtual field trips with classes since November. We're getting to know this part of the park very well. One of the things that we're focusing on right now is tracking. And I've got a couple of tracks here, right here in front of me, for you to look at. I don't know if you can see this one right here. This dude right here. These are dog tracks. People run their dog out here. But this is, the dog has a what's called a walking pattern. Left, right pattern, except they are sloppy. They don't have to count every calorie like a fox does. Check out this right over here in this section. This is a fox track, and it's related. There's the right and left. They step in their own tracks. So this would be the right front and hind, and there's the left front and hind. And look how neat, and it's a little bit messed up by the dogs or whatever, but you can get the idea of the difference of a wild animal that is conserving every little calorie that it can. So Cindy, are you around there? If not, since she's not available, I want to show you this one other thing here. Totally unrelated to the program. That's where we have to go. Is I don't know if you can see this, and Joe, let me know if it doesn't show up, all right?
Oh, the snow. Absolutely.
This is this is a sign of spring, and it is melting, and the light is hitting it, and it's quite just now. I didn't even see it until Cindy pointed it out to me, and I'm noticing that there's so much beauty around me. Now the kid.
Okay.
Hold on a sec, Cindy.
Okay.
The kids, the kids that we work with, they're going to have. We're not going to be talking that much. They're going to be having those sheets. We'll be showing them stuff, and they're going to try to figure out what the heck they're looking at. And so we try to have as much communication with the kids as possible. Okay, you got it, Cindy.
All right. So I'm Cindy. I live in Minnetonka also, and I'm out here. I'm right outside my house because, as Larry said, I drew the short stick. So, so I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Oh, there it is. There we go. So normally Larry and I are both in the park and we're bouncing back and forth between one site and another. So the kids don't have to watch us walking. That's really not so much fun. So I'm out beside my house and I want you to look at this. There is a track that goes all the way along my house. And I just noticed something about this today. So it goes along here and then there's another tunnel right here. And you see that hole right there?
Perfect.
Yeah. And so there are some animals, small animals, and we don't tell the kids what it is right away. We'll say that's about a 1.5 inch hole. And they have worksheets that they can look at. And so we start looking at the wonders of what's here. And then I'm going to look around here and there are lots of pathways that lead off of this. Now, you know what so the other thing that's interesting is there is plenty of food along here because guess what? My bird feeder is right above this. So this is going to attract mice and other critters. The other thing that I realized is this is also a warm spot because I left this black bucket out here last fall. And so it has warmed it up and it probably is an attractive place for these little critters. So, hey, Larry, Mr. Wade. So what we're going to do, so the other things that we've got going on, I'll show you something else because I'm not hearing Larry here. So this is a tree.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, Larry, are you someplace?
Yeah, I'm
okay, you take it away.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. Okay, now, right, I moved in this little wetland area here. It's pretty cool. There hasn't been too many dogs in here. However, the sun is getting brighter and it's impacting this track. But check out this track here. Now you can almost feel the wildness going into the wood, going into those cattails. And one of the things that we do with the kids is we have them write down some well, this was actually Joe's idea that we've been doing, and he's gonna lead a poetry session with us. Write down what kind of inspiration when you see something like that. What kind of inspiration? 1 to 5 words. 1 to 5 words. Beauty going. Beauty walking through the snow. Something like that. Now this. Here's the track. Here's the track. I saw these 2 hours ago, and I could tell exactly what it is. Right now, it looks like a just sort of a mush. So I don't think it's really worth talking about. But I wanted to see if there was. Cindy, let me know if you're. Well, this is sort of cool.
Yep, I'm on. Larry,
Sort
I'm
of cool. One more thing here. Is that this is purple loosestrife, which isn't my favorite plant, but it's living the shadows are just really beautiful today. So, okay, are you good?
Yes, I am. So I'll take it from here. And good. Hi there. So we're going to go. What I want to do is I want to share with you some of the information we have available for the teachers. And you can find that on oldnaturalist.com. That's Larry's blog. And it really is a huge resource for you. So we're going to go to some of that right now. So we've already seen some tracks, and so we saw dog tracks. I'm going to show you that here. You can see how they're sloppy versus a fox track, and you can see, so you can decide what direction they're going. We also if you were here for the slides beforehand, you saw some bird tracks and so forth. So I know Larry is moving on towards an area where we're going to see some hoppers, and we definitely have deer in the area as well. So, but it's been interesting to not be able to find quite so much in the way of deer tracks. We haven't seen a lot of deer tracks. We've seen other deer signs. So outside by my house, it was more of a mouse. And they've got clumps of 4 tracks all together, and they will hop a little ways. This one has a little bit of either a tail drag or maybe a foot drag coming behind it. And so that's cute. And then let's talk about, so squirrel tracks and rabbit tracks are sometimes really, you can kind of mix those up sometimes, but the squirrel tracks usually have their front feet are more together, and their hind feet, these are the hind feet, jump ahead, and
Cindy,
those are larger.
Can I jump in there?
Please do.
Okay, so yeah, then the lighting's not too bad here. So
Right.
I don't know. You'll have to unpin the thing.
Yep. Hold on a second.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oops. I don't want to be looking at me though. Okay. So a lot of signing goes with, I don't know if you could see this. This is in the shadows, but okay, so
Yeah, we can see it, Larry.
you can see that. Okay, so here's what we're looking at here. I mean, pretty much any kid anywhere could find a rabbit sign. Okay, so these are the hind feet here. This one and this one, the hind foot. Wait a minute, this doesn't look right. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. This one looks better. Okay, so these two are the hind feet. This rabbit is going in this direction. This is these are the back feet.
Show the direction again.
Going that way. He's heading that way.
Yep, good.
Okay, these front feet come down, and then the hind feet, it's a hopper. They jump over the front feet. Okay, then another jump, and we have, well, this one's degraded, but you can see the front feet are there. Now I've got some good ones. Now, one of the things that we have the kids do is take screenshots, and then they create a nature notebook or a video or something like that. And this is pretty good view right there, I think. How's that look?
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's this track was made in the last 24 hours. Otherwise, they just degrade really quickly in this warmer weather. So I think that is, there's another one. I mean, there's a lot of rabbit tracks. Now this guy is going this direction. These are the big hind feet, and those are the front feet.
Hey, Larry, can you get down in there? Can you get right down into those hind feet and see if we can see the, nope, can't see the.
No, you can't see any prints at all.
Okay.
No, it's just a pattern,
Okay.
So I think that, let me look around. I think we can catch some other things. Wait a minute. One momento. I got something. Okay. All right.
Oh, yes.
The mystery of the blue snow. Okay. Now, Cindy, will you want to say what you think's happening?
Sure. So we always find at least one rabbit dropping in the middle of that. And when that has happened, you can tell there's plenty of buckthorn in this area. And so the rabbits eat the buckthorn, and as they as the droppings sit there, the blue comes out of it. Now, if the buckthorn has not been eaten, if it's just a buckthorn berry, it's the color that comes out is purple. So that's partly what happens after it's been digested. Kind of
Okay,
cool.
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, the only thing that's not cool is potentially those seeds are going to sprout.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so let's.
Okay, now what's our next?
Sure.
I was
You're
going to head up
going.
on the
You're going to go
go to
up
the hill. Go ahead.
Well, I thought you were going to go to follow up on the rabbit part.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. What the
All
heck is that? Okay, I know where it is. Okay, I got it. I got it.
All right,
Okay, it's just a little bit over here.
good.
Okay,
So just let me know when you're ready, Larry.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are fast. Okay, so then let's go back to them. It's more fun to see that than this.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. So there is just way too many rabbits in this area, and well, here's a witness. Now this is a fir tree that came down, and this is a rabbit bed in here. Now this is a very extensive one. There's a number of them in here, and with the rabbit scat. Now, and not only that, here, this is really cool.
Hold it still a second, Larry. Oh, look, yeah, good.
The you can tell these rabbits have been. This is their winter food, and this is the way they survive. Now, Cindy, do you want to tell them how about the scat and the what they do with it? We don't usually tell the second graders.
Well, okay, so when rabbits first eat that bark, it's hard to get the nutrition out of it. So the first time they poop it out, they actually turn around and eat it again because it's already pre-digested that way, and they can actually get more nutrition out of it the second time through.
Now check this out. This is just a theory. I don't really know anything about this, but you see how there's some of the scat is darker. Can you tell that or not?
Yeah.
And
sure.
this is the typical scat. I wonder if this is the one that went through the first time. Now, interesting thing from a biological standpoint, I found a dead. We found a kill. Thank goodness, one less rabbit, and the stomach was there, and it was open, and it was filled with scat.
Yeah.
So I was impressed.
It was pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna go up the hill?
Yep.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna go back, and we're going to go to, so we're gonna look at some other signs of nature. And this also is on the Old Naturalist website. And so we're gonna look at the signs of deer, whether it's a buck rub, a deer bed, a buck scrape, deer scat. All of these things are things that you guys can find really easily out in nature, and your students will be able to find. So in a moment, I think Larry will be there. Oh, and then
I'm good.
also then we've
I'm good
got,
when-
okay, we've also got the.
No, go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, I'm just going to finish this up. Then you can show it.
Yeah,
in
go ahead.
real life. So we've got some the outline, a drawing of deer hoofs, and you can tell if you have a little experience with it, you can tell how old the deer is that's been around. So you can tell if it's a fawn, a yearling, or a buck. All right, are you ready to go, buddy?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so in this section, we've got some signs here. If I was going to do a deer study, I would do it. Like I can't remember when it was. I think it was late October and early November. That's when the bucks are most active. There's this is okay from here.
Oh dear.
There's another rub through the prickly ash over there that you can't see, and there's an old rub that was used probably maybe X number of years ago. So this area, although, and Cindy said we haven't seen any really very many signs. So I'm not sure where they went. But the kids would have that sheet she showed you, and then they would have to they'd take a screenshot of it, and then they'd have to tell us what it is. And then further in here, I found some scat, and you can't really tell this from just the video, but this scat, and look at the I don't think, can you tell that the scat has gone into the snow? It's melted. It got heated, went in there. So that's pretty cool. So, but I can tell you can if you can find a place where there's a lot of scat of deer, you can get an idea of what the population structure is by looking at the size. Now, this is from my standpoint, I would at the yearling just as a guess. There's only one type of scat in here right now, so that's one thing you can do. And then also right here is I wonder if this is going to show up though.
Yep, it does, Larry.
You see that? It's big. It may not look big, but it's well, you can see that leaf in there, and it's I measured it, but I would guess it's less than 36 inches. And that's another, if you, what students I worked with last week, he told me he found 17 beds. And I told him to go, and I gave him the measurements for a yearling, doe, and adult. And, and he said he was going to try to create a population structure of the herd in his neighborhood there. I think that's pretty cool for a grade kid.
Hey, Larry, I know, are you done talking about the deer at this point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, can you see that one trail that goes off through the woods? Is that still visible?
Barely, but I can show you that.
Oh, there. I think I see it over there. Yeah. So you guys, this trail goes all the way from, let's share it. Yeah. This trail goes all the way from the creek and comes up through the woods and then continues on across towards the other side of the wetland. And again, something of a mystery. It looked like it might be a possum because it has a really long tail drag. But
yeah, it's sort of whipping his tail around there. Actually, a third grader, we were looking at it going, I'm not really sure what it is. And then some third grader goes, that's a possum. And I was like, God, that's, it's like, way to go, kid. So that's, I get it's like there's that connection, the connection that you have with the children in this situation, even though they're not out there, if we can give them the preparation and the materials to be successful, then it can be a really positive experience doing this virtual thing.
so one of the other things that we do, because you can't always count on exactly what you're going to get, is that we will bring props out with us. Larry, did you bring the antlers out? Oh, no, that's okay. So we'll bring some props out with us. We don't always know what is going to be available to us. And so we want to be able to give the students as rich an experience as we can. So So we might have, we might have a deer antler out there. And, we found the kill and we kept that for many days until it just got too warm and kind of gross. Um, so then it wasn't any good anymore. But, we'll show them fur that's out there and so forth. Hey, Larry, did you mean to mute yourself or is it just windy, Joe?
I think he muted himself.
I'm muted. I'm muted.
Okay, okay.
I'm going down to the creek.
That's okay. So now, yes, you plant the artifacts. Yes, we do. We do that. And we don't have any compunctions about that. We try to do it with some sense of reality and not, so that the kids learn something and there is a distance to travel from one place to another to really show them what we want to show them. So if we can put an artifact in between so that we keep their attention and we keep moving on, that is really helpful. So you guys, I hope you are putting some words, writing down some words for your poem so that we can come back around and make that poem up here pretty soon.
I got stuff. I got stuff here
Great,
if
great.
if it's the right time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right. I don't know if you can see this or not, but when Cindy and I were here, this is a lot. And when we were here,
Hey, Larry.
and can you hear me?
And we can't see you either.
Oh, you don't want to see me. You see the lodge?
No, we can't see that either. Can you, Joe?
I can't.
No. So
What
I
did I do?
think
Did I
we've
do something bad?
nope, I think we've just lost your signal.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it's
Oh.
strong.
oh, that's too bad today.
There, okay, now we've got it. Hey, Larry, we've got it now.
Yay! Okay. But anyway, in last November, we were down here. We discovered this. There's a lodge down here. I'm thinking beaver all the way. And we had Cindy was talking about artifacts. I've got a roadkill beaver skull that I whipped out, and Cindy would show them the teeth, and there it was like, whoa. Well, we're discovering something this winter that there's probably no beavers in here, but there is another. It's being recycled, reused. Now check this out. I hope you can see this. Oh, let's see.
Yep.
Okay. That's
Oh.
about I don't know, I'd say a 4 or 5 inch hole, and you can see the mud there, and the now it looks like there's either a dog or a fox track here, but this is not what my body's telling me this is. And then it goes into this hole. Now this winter, when it was super cold, there were frost crystals covering this whole thing due to the warm air from the animal living in the hole meeting the sub-zero air. So that's one thing there. And now I'm on the creek, and I did check out the thickness, and so I feel pretty confident about it. And this is this whole area is complex that the beavers have used, and that the animals have now. There's another big hole. Is this any good, you guys, or
Actually, we're getting
What
the
do you think?
pictures. We're getting the pictures. Sometimes,
but does it seem cool or not? You know?
well, I know what I'm seeing. So I'm going to just tell you guys that what you're seeing is one long path from one hole to the next, to the next, to the next. And then
Yeah.
in between, are any of the tracks available there?
There were some in here, and I'm trying to remember where the heck they are. Okay, but here, wait a minute, I got something else though. I remember I saw this today. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you
Back
tell
up
what
a
that
little
is?
Nope, back up just a little bit. Oh,
Can you
yeah.
tell?
Well, I know what it
Can you-
is.
What is it? What is it? Joe, can you tell what it is?
I can't see.
Okay, anyway,
No.
these are sharp fish scales here. So whatever was here, polish it off. And let's see, I know I saw the tracks over here earlier. And they've really degraded a lot in the last 2 hours. But here, whoa, just about walked into one more thing. Okay, this is okay. Now see that right there, and
Mhm.
here, that is a 2x2, and then another one of 2x2. That's a loping track of a mink. 2x2, 2x2, and then a third one. Interesting enough, right now this snow is very soft. This must have occurred at night when it was frozen, because there's no body drag whatsoever on that. So anyhow, I think that's about all I got down here, Cindy. I'm going to get in where I can get a better signal.
Good deal. Okay.
So
So,
yeah, go ahead. You got it.
okay, good. So what I want to do is I want to show you some of the follow-up activities that we offer. So let's see, screen share again.
While Cindy's doing that,
I'm
you
here.
guys on my web. Oh,
Yep.
oh, you got it. Oh,
Yep,
cool.
got it.
Okay, go.
Yep. So, so this again is on the Old Naturalist website, and really, I can't emphasize enough what a treasure trove of resources this is, and it's there for you to enjoy, but also use with your students. And so these are some of the follow-up activities that are offered on there, you know, and one of the things that I like is that all kids learn in different ways. You know, some kids learn by listening, some reading, some doing. Well, asking kids to make a drawing of a pattern of a track, that kind of gets it into their brain a little differently. And then maybe make a drawing of the animal. We don't care how perfect it is, but just having that child think about the animal as they're doing it. And then name the animal. And then you could also ask for them to do a little bit of research. Now we aim our programs to second graders through fifth graders mostly. And you can have that research be on any level, you know, on any level. Give us one thing. What does it eat? You know, even asking them, how do you think it survives through the winter? Because that's a pretty stunning thought. All these kids have been outside. They know how cold it is.
Yeah, no
So,
kidding.
yep. So we give them an opportunity for two.
Let me
you know,
jump in there too. Okay.
Yeah,
And
sure.
then, hey, that's what that sheet we're showing right there. That's pretty much science based with a little, artsy thing. But why not tell the story of can you flip to me? I've got an interesting thing here that's I think you'll appreciate. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you're on, Larry.
Okay. Well, look at this, Cindy. Now we've been looking at this hole.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And you can tell, that it's been chewed out. And then there's a lot of nuts here. And so we thought the squirrels are active in this hole all winter. We haven't seen any activity down here underneath the hole. But then today, this hole, whoever's in there, I would imagine it's a red squirrel or a gray squirrel, is plugging his hole with some material for insulation. I think that's just really cool, and just shows you. Go ahead.
Well, is this a mating season for them? Well, it is. We were out there when they were pretty busy.
Yeah, that was like 10 days ago, right? When they were like this sound I'd never heard before.
So right, and so Larry, maybe they're building a nest.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
Pretty cute. Yeah, we've been watching that particular hole for, I don't know, a couple months now, and that's the most activity we've seen there. Good. All right, so I'm going to go back to I'll just go back to this and then maybe we'll write a poem. So this is one, and then also, you can take it further into science by doing a bar graph. Here,
So can I talk about that a little bit?
Sure, please do.
Because I think getting those kids outside and go, okay, well, they'll, get out there. Well, the kids we work with, second or third grade, they're going to have to be with their parents. And so, okay, what are looking for signs? Not, if they're looking for the animal, their bar graph's going to be a 0. So they have to understand what some of the signs are for some of these different animals. And then when they see a sign, they can fill that in. And then from that, you can get an idea what are the most common animals that are in their particular park where they're working. So that's the concept for that. And just that for that bar graph, that can be reproduced. This is a page out of my book that I just changed I changed it around. This could be for any number of things, like if you're doing a tree study or animal homes, something like that. So I think that's, it's very usable material.
The other thing that, okay, I think I'm going to quit sharing here and sharing the screen and come back around. The other thing that again, our students can be really the inspiration a lot of times. And on Monday, when we were talking about the deer and I have an owl pellet that I show them, and then have the bones, have the bones and a skeleton of a little vole. We were talking about all of that. So he started saying, there was this owl. I have a picture of an owl sitting on a bird feeder. So he went and got, they're at home. So he went and got the picture of the owl. And then as he's moving around, his father is a deer hunter, and he's just got antlers all over his room. So Larry and I are taking that the next step. And we've asked our class for tomorrow, we've asked the teacher to have all the students go out and take get one photograph of something that is going to, that they see, a sign of animals outside. And so that'll be part of our discussion tomorrow. So, and it gets very enlivening then when the kids get to share it. They love to be able to share.
That's so cool. And I've got feedback from teachers that, God, my kids went out after that class and they taught other kids about, all this. I mean, the things we're talking about are squirrels and rabbits and, deer. I mean, they're all over this town. So it's not, we're not like going up to the big woods or anything like that. So yeah, it's all doable stuff. So let's see, I think there's some things we're forgetting. I can't remember what it is.
So we're going to build a poem, but I do see that there's a question about where these sheets are. If you'll go under there's teachers resources, and also I've been showing you some of the nature school. So go into the nature school. You just need to explore a little bit.
Let me tell you a little bit about. Can I tell you about talk a little bit about nature school? I started that last in March, everything shut down. I'm going, well, now what am I going to do? And I started that last March. So I've got a really good spring nature school that I did put together. And then this fall we put together the fall one, and I've got a few nature schools for the winter. So I think that's pretty cool. But then not only that, you guys, under teacher resources, I've got tremendous number of different digital slideshows that kids could do. So it's a treasure trove.
Good. What do you think, Joe? Should we build a poem?
You bet. I think that we should, but what I would like to do first is I would like to give a shout out to Jenny Bolt for a moment. And so Jenny, I'm gonna spotlight you here for a moment, and that you have an interesting story of working with trail cameras in your school. I wonder if you could share just a little bit about that.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Yeah, we've got two trail cameras set up. We've got two feeding stations too. And what I do is every weekend actually, I go through all of the pictures, and sometimes it's thousands, like 4,000 pictures or so. But there are some amazing pictures that I'm going to be using to make some greeting cards for to sell. So that way, if I sell them at school, then I can buy more food for the animals. I don't have to go to the PTO and ask for money for more bird feeders or more food or anything like that. So it's going to be self-sustaining. But what I do with the pictures then is I share the pictures each week with my entire staff. And sometimes the pictures kind of tell a story. Like we had a suet feeder that popped open somehow, and I didn't think that it could happen because it was latched pretty well. So with the camera on there, I showed the classes at school. This is what happened. It could have been a raccoon. It could have been a squirrel. It could have been one of the woodpeckers that are out there, because we've got some pretty big woodpeckers. But we found out that it was a squirrel that had opened it up and was able to get the suet out. And we saw the whole story picture by picture. So then kids at school were able to take the pictures themselves, and they could write the story about what happened, and they could characterize the animals in the forest and that kind of thing. So we just used that as a way for the whole school to get together. Right now with COVID going on, we're all in school, but we're all sequestered in our own classroom. So it's a way that the whole school can kind of be all together in the forest at the same time. So it's been a really cool thing.
Wow. That's
Fantastic.
great. Yeah.
Hey, good share. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
really
Thank you so much for sharing, Jenny. It's been fun to watch your pictures and the stories just unfold over the course of the winter. That's been really great. I'm sure that there are others who have amazing stories to share, and I want you to think about that, because maybe there'll be an opportunity here before we leave. But what I'd like to do is just to try a little experiment that Jenny was just talking about, stories, and I wanted to play a little experiment with a poem. And so what I want you to do, and everybody is required, you're all required to add a little something to this. You're only allowed to add 1 to 5 words. That's it. And what I want you to do is to put those in the chat, and they have to be words that are related, something to do with the magic of animal signs, the magic of tracking in the winter, something along that line. So we'll start out just by people putting some of those in there, and we're going to see where this goes, because we're going to make a collective poem. So think about that and add. We need to get everybody. And Sheila, I know you had a story in there about talons and a rabbit body, so I hope something shows up with that.
Necklace through the snow.
Yeah.
Hey, this is great.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to see where this poem goes. And this is a poem called The Magic of Tracking. The magic of tracking is mysterious. Who was here? It's a mystery. I see buckthorn blue, and there's shadows against the white snow. I'll use my imagination. The prints start the story. Hey, discovery, a necklace through the snow. It's wondrous and mysterious. There are hidden treasures beneath that winter blanket. I think there's a prize. Mystery, clues, which way did it go? It's intriguing. I see snow and surprises. The howling winds and the feathers fly. A wonder unknown. Then a winged outline in the snowdrift, hidden in the open. I'm exploring the unknown. Hey, there are holes that are now homes. Front, behind, back, in front, hop. It's a story of survival. Thanks for sharing, everybody.
Awesome, Joe.
Really, Joe.
Oh, man. Guy's a magician.
Thanks,
Very
Joe.
nice.
That was fun. It
Yeah.
always, to me, poetry always brings more of the essence of the experience. So thank you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
So the other thing that we want to do is just talk to you a little bit about how you guys might replicate this. Now, you know, I've been really impressed with what people are doing that I've met on this on this meeting with Teach Outdoors. But if you wanted to do something like what Larry and I, you know, it's a live experience. So you get the surprises of what you aren't expecting, and it has some charm to it that way. So I would suggest that you might be able to do this. Maybe you could find a master naturalist or somebody at a naturalist at a nature center to help you out by being outside. We do ours on Google Meets. That's what the school districts around here use, and it has worked out okay.
Cindy,
Other-
one other thing, like, well, right now I have a battery, accessory battery. My phone would run out in 15 minutes if I didn't use that. And I've discovered that. Or if you don't turn your battery on, it'll run out. So we've learned a lot of different things out here. But I think it's been really valuable. If the kids are prepared, and we always give them materials, and if they're invested in some way. And so now this new thing we're doing tomorrow, where the kids are going to be sharing stuff, we're hoping that's going to really pump them up a little bit and be more invested in what we're doing.
Right.
Hey,
So,
Cindy and Larry, I also want to encourage teachers out there to just like team up with one of your compadres at your school. Have one of you go outside, and then the other one could be inside, just like you two have demonstrated to us, because a lot of these signs, it's a stab in the dark. You don't really have to know what they are. Just go out and explore and be able to have kids say what they are. You're just being the videographer. You don't have to know what you're doing. Just out there and be willing to try.
That's
Right.
a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah. I have one group and get out there. So you know, like one of the things we're thinking about is you know, to go to the nature center in a bus. I guess maybe there's no buses or no nature centers now, but normally, you know, it'd be very expensive to go there. And so this would be a pretty cheap alternative. And I know there's got to be people out there who would like to support our teachers, who you know, who are interested in nature.
yep.
Could I just add, one of the most wonderful things was watching you two collaborate and share. And I think that's a wonderful model for the kids to see. Obviously, it's this current situation requires us to be creative, but it's just really nice for kids to see people working together to solve problems and figure out where these animals are.
That's sweet. Thank you. That's really sweet. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, you know, if the technology is working. So
Yes. So we have had a few tense moments.
Wow.
Well, it is really fun because the things that I see, I'll see one way. Larry has a lifetime of experience and sees it in a different way. But I kind of bring this whole biology and a sense, a different kind of understanding, so I can go, oh, that's the enzymes that have broken this down, and you know, talk about things from a little different angle. And so you get to have more eyes on it. It really does help. And then when the kids jump in, they also open up. They open it up even further. So it is really fun.
So, and I just want to add something. That is like, well, just what Sue just shared. That is so like, that's a new idea. And that's what, you know, that we're, you know, we're creating all the time. I'm definitely going to use that idea for different schools that have a nature center that they can do that. I think it's a really good idea. So we're always learning. This I've learned, you know, I've been a naturalist for a number of years, but I've learned so much out here just because I've been out here a lot, and it's been a really enriching experience. So
the other thing that I was going to say in terms of options, if you go on the Old Naturalist website, you'll see that there are YouTubes, but you could go out there and make your own YouTube. You know, if you know something that you want to be showing, you can make your own YouTube and bring it back in and show your own students. And that's pretty fun too. It's so much better when it's alive. But if you don't have that opportunity, that is another option.
Yeah, that's for sure. So what do you want to, Joe, do you want to like ask for, have we asked for any feedback from people, ideas they have in terms of how to do a virtual type experience like this that might be beneficial to some of the people in the meet?
Sure. So I want to open it up. We've had Sue shared something, Jenny and Judy, they both shared something as well. And we've learned from Larry and Cindy, obviously. And I know that there's a lot of brilliance in amongst our team that's here. So if there's anybody else who wanted to either ask a question or share a story, this would be a great time. That's okay. That's
Good.
okay. But
Good.
what? Oh, Leanne. Oh, you're on mute, Leanne.
All right. I wish I had them in front of me, and I was thinking if I could race and go get them and get back, but I don't think there was time. We created at our school animal tracking cards, and it has a picture of the animal and it has their footprint, and then they hang on a lanyard. And when they're wearing them correctly, they hang down and then they can flip them up. And so then they can hold them and they're laminated and they're awesome. And when you were talking about like you plant horns out there, I believe in the kids having the experience, and we want them to love nature and we want them to love inside of animals. And I believe that if they know animals and they're like in my backyard, they're going to care about animals. So I totally support that idea. And when we first started doing animal track stuff with our students, it fits so many science standards. I could go through the list. We started out by taking a set of actual track makers that were animals and pretending that these animals had made that. Well, then we've evolved since then, and now we teach the kids how to read the tracks, and then we put them in hula hoops, and we tell the kids like, Mrs. Weichel went out and did that this morning. We're teaching you how to read the tracks. And then later we actually just go for a walk, and I know Jefferson Pond has amazing space around it. But the kids just love it. And they are such instant experts. Like they love this whole activity. And they don't care if it's a bobcat, which we're never going to see in Prior Lake, Minnesota, or a squirrel track. They don't care. They saw a track. They saw a hole in the snow. They saw a squirrel's nest. It's an awesome, awesome experience, and actually so easy to do with kids. So if anybody's considering it, I highly recommend it.
Nice. Great share. Thank you. That's awesome.
Margie is up next here.
Okay, there, I'm unmuted. Hi, everyone. So I'm not a classroom teacher, but I'm an informal educator. I work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service at a national fish hatchery. And most winters, we get to host tons of school groups that come out to the hatchery. And we have a lot of snowshoes. So we actually take the kids snowshoeing on the trails, and they get to look for tracks and learn all about winter ecology. And this year we weren't able to host anyone for in-person programs, but what we were able to do was actually send classroom sets of snowshoes out to teachers. And so we would do a Zoom program with the students in their classroom and cover some of the really cool winter ecology and track stuff. And then the students would get to take their snowshoes out, either just like on their school grounds, or some of the schools had the ability to do field trips to nearby places and then look for all that cool stuff there. So that was one sort of solution that we came up with this year. We couldn't host classes, but we got the snowshoes and the tools out to the students where they use them at their own schools. So if there's any partners near your schools that maybe have gear or equipment like that, you could try reaching out to them because they're probably not using them this winter and they might be able to lend you stuff.
Good point.
Wow.
Great idea.
Excellent. And so
Thanks.
I know that Jeff had a good story here and he wrote it in there, but I wonder, Jeff, if you would elaborate on that. We get to hear your voice at some point. Where'd you disappear to?
Sure, I'm here. Thanks, Joe. Start my video. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I work for the DNR actually, but for many years, I've been having my kids track the animals that we see in our yard, and actually they've left the nest, but my kids have left the nest, but I still do it because it's really exciting. My mom actually got me started on it. I lived in the woods in southern Minnesota, and down there we actually had 40 acres along the Blue Earth River, and we saw over 200 species of birds. So
Wow.
it's really cool to have that list. I've done it here. And then we have a property out in Western Minnesota that we've done it with my family and my nephews and nieces and stuff. And it's a great way to get them thinking about, what observations, how to identify what those are, what good could be, what it might not be, and just start talking about it. And then be able to reference, as I put in the message, that this year I've noticed being at home all the time that birds that we first saw on a date in November or March actually show up in the yard again for the first time for the year on the same date or within a day or two. It's really amazing.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think we have
What just I wanted to just say something about he was talking about his kids, and that that there's a particular age, like I don't know, first through fifth grade, that is so critical for this type of learning.
cool. Sheila, you're up.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. This was really great. And I love what Cynthia said. And Leanne also echoed this. Like, what we really want is for children to love the outdoors and love nature and be really curious. And I had a time with a 5-year-old a few days ago, and they were like, I'm sure these are bear tracks. And they were so excited about bear tracks that, I mean, I'm not going to correct them because what I want is that excitement. And it was great. But then other children are like, bears are hibernating or bears don't live here. Like, they were being a little discouraging of the idea. And I said, well, it's great to hear. Like, let's gather information. Like, what do you think? How could we find out if there's really a bear here? Like, what would we do next? So they, they talked about like cameras and different things that they could do. But I think it's great to follow their imagination and, let them follow through and think about it and consider all the options. I just think that's where the love and wonder comes from.
Awesome.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's a fantastic story.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Thanks, Sheila.
Well, unless there's other things that other folks had to share. And
I just wanted to share 2 books, if I could, really quickly. This group probably knows The Tracker by Tom Brown Jr., but if you don't and you're interested in expanding your understanding, this is a great place to start, and it's a really fun read. And also, this was published in the UK, but we still live on the same earth. The Lost Art of Reading Nature's Signs by Tristan Gooley. So if you're looking for some reading to build your knowledge, also, there are definitely resources if you can't be outside for hours and hours.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's great.
All right.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing that.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
super.
great. Anything else? Anybody else? Awesome. Well, what I'd like to do is make sure to thank Cindy and Larry for sharing so much, for inspiring us. And thank you everybody else for inspiring us as well, all the different stories. And
Yeah,
what I
definitely.
want to remind us all is that this is a group of people that comes together every Wednesday to be able to share and to inspire each other. And so if you have ideas on what you would like to see presented on a Wednesday, if you have ideas of what you would like to present, maybe your 4th graders want to present about something, Jenny, then think about that and think about how you might contribute to this community. But I don't want to be the last voice here. I want to turn it back to Cindy and Larry. If there is anything else you wanted to share before we said goodbye.
Oh, it has been a pleasure to be part of this program. And I'm just going to, it's encouraging, honestly. It's just so encouraging to see how many people are out there sharing nature with kids and each other.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to say something too. Hey, I don't know if you realize it, but Joe is just a jewel, and he held our hand. When we were crying, and he's got such a positive attitude.
Yeah.
And we all need to nurture that in ourselves. So
Mhm.
that's really awesome, Joe. Thank you. A very good model for people like me.
Well, you inspire me.
And I think I'd end with a quote from Larry Wade. He ends his YouTubes by saying, "Remember, nature is your teacher."
There you go. That's right. That's that's good, Cindy.
No, that's good, Larry. All
That's
right.
beautiful. Well,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you everybody for showing up here.
Thank-
Remember, leave us ideas if you have ideas for future presentations in the chat before you leave, and have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.